Live breaking news, Nez Nation. The Georgia State Senate has subpoenaed all of the text messages between Nathan Wade's law partner and divorce attorney Terrence Bradley, Dr. I don't recall anything, and Ashley Merchant, who is Michael Roman, the co-defendant in the Trump election fraud case, attorney, Ashley Merchant. If you thought my video yesterday on the text messages between Bradley and Merchant were amazing and awe-inspiring and shocking, you're not going to want to miss today's video. I'm going to go through some of these text messages. Stick around to the end. I'm going to also tell you about our live stream tomorrow, what's happening, when we're going to go live, what's going to happen in the case, what Judge McAfee's going to do. This case is just unraveling at breakneck speed, and I'm bringing it to you live here. I'm bringing it to you as it happens. No other media source, legacy media, mainstream media is even coming close to this. So check this out. Courtesy of Phil Holloway, who's just an awesome legal analyst who's working with Fox and Megyn Kelly, these text messages were subpoenaed by, and I don't even know how, like that, the impact of the fact that the Georgia Senate, this is the state of Georgia, their Senate has found enough substantive proof to subpoena all the text messages, and according to records, it's over 400 text messages between Terrence Bradley, again, that's Nathan Wade's, the doctor I don't recall, divorce attorney and family law partner, and Ashley Merchant, who is co-defendant Michael Roman's lawyer. This is insane. So check this out. Let's just go through these. I mean, I'm just I can't even believe how insane this is. So we're going to start at the very, very top. This is September 14th, 2023. That's how far back it goes. You can see right there. So the FCDA Open Records is saying that they don't have an original contract for when Nathan began work. They only have this renewal contract. Is that possible? And you can tell, remember we talked about this in the previous video, that, Ashley Merchant, who said on the record, I have an Android phone. Terrence Bradley obviously has an iPhone. Android, if you're talking or texting with somebody who has an iPhone, it doesn't come in the blue bubble, always in that green bubble, which is very annoying for most iPhone users. I'm an iPhone user. Again, I have nothing against Android users. Don't yell at me. You guys yelled at me last time. So that's Ashley Merchant saying they only have this renewal contract. Is that possible? And then she attaches a PNG. And then Terrence Bradley responds, wow. Look at that. You can see it right there. Wow. And then Ashley Merchant says, they stalling big time? Moving on to the next. I mean, I've got so much to show you. This is insane. Ashley Merchant says, any idea who I could get an affidavit from on the affair? And then Terrence Bradley responds, no one would freely burn that bridge. Wow, that's interesting. And then Ashley says, again, this is over 6 months ago. Ashley Merchant says, okay, if Chris was asked under oath, would he know? And if you don't know who Chris is Terrence Bradley's law partner. And Terrence Bradley says, no. Ashley Merchant says, wow, I figured he would. I didn't expect them to be so careful. Very, very interesting. And then Bradley's response is, he knows, but he won't admit it. Now, this next text thread shows a pattern of and speaks on the trips that Nathan Wade and Fani Willis took together, which apparently were all paid in cash and reimbursed by Fani Willis, which, again, that's the whole kind of hullabaloo over these cash receipts and not using any credit cards, and her paying and profiting off of taxpayer funds, cashing in on these trips and getting benefits from that. That's the whole kind of gist of this corruption, and it runs so deep. So let's continue here. Ashley says, last trip was this summer, May or June. This is January 5th, 2024 of this year. Bradley says, no, I didn't know. I was gone by then. Terrence Bradley says, doesn't surprise me. They took many trips to Florida. That is January 5th, 2024. Doesn't surprise me. They took many trips to Florida. Suddenly his recall is so flawless. But when he's under oath in an actual courtroom, suddenly he's Mr. I don't recall. Interesting. Selective amnesia, we call that. Texas, he says. Ashley Merchant says, and Napa. Terrence says, California. This is all January. Ashley says, yep. This is all so incriminating. If the Georgia State Senate has subpoenaed this, what do you think Judge McAfee's going to do? You think Judge McAfee's going to just dismiss these records? Continuing, Terrence Bradley says, when she moved her daughter there, Miss Merchant says, I can't believe they were so carefree. I'm trying to anticipate her response. Let me get this. When I blow this up. Wow, that's an interesting line right there. Terrence Bradley says her daughter flunked out of FAMU and moved to Cali. And then look at this. Miss Merchant says they had a full-on relationship. Insane, just insane. And Terrence Bradley says he went to help her move her. Why she would hire him is insane. Bradley says emphatically. Bradley, again, is the gray bubble. That's the iPhone bubble. Bradley says yes. Like, just date. Don't hire him, Ashley says. So you can sense that Ashley, is hyperbolically aware of the severity of this relationship, of the hiring of Nathan Wade by Fani Willis, how incriminating, how corrupt, how egregious this is from her oath of office. And she violates every policy in the book. You can tell Ashley Merchant is hyper aware of this, which it makes all of the counter arguments in the hearing. And, Fani Willis holding up those documents. This is a lie. This is a lie. And like losing her stuff. It just makes all of that theatrics all the more preposterous. And Bradley is admitting to everything. He's admitting it. He's Dr. I don't recall under oath. But in these text messages, these are not speculations. These are emphatic. He went to help her move. They took many trips together. Absolutely. He is being emphatic. I got more for you, y'all. Here's the part that we talked about the other day. Is the text thread that Judge McAfee saw and listened to, and Sadow, Mr. Sadow pointed out, the pit bull, I call him. Do you think it started before she hired him? Absolutely, Terrence Bradley. It started when she left the DA's office. So this chain of text messages was a very forthcoming, very open, very collaborative conversation, friendly conversation between two attorneys, and it didn't seem like there was any lack of recall. I mean, you tell me in the comments, is there any lack of recall? Is there any lack of the capacity to cognitively remember specific facts and specific data? Remember, he kept saying under oath, I don't recall specific. I'm just speculating. I never recall. I only talked to him once. This is your law partner. This is your friend. This is the person that you do business with. You guys didn't talk about this relationship. You only talked about it once. Sadow, the pit bull, drilled Bradley. This is all blowing up. It's insane. It goes on to say, it started when she left the DA's office. They met at municipal courts. We talked about that. That's what I figured when he was married. And then she says, is this accurate? Upon information and belief, Willis and Wade met while the judges and began a romantic relationship. He said, no, municipal court. Thank you. But you can't put where they met. Not many people know that. I might be one of only, not even Chris Campbell. That was not divulged in court. That was not divulged in court. Again, same chain. January 5th, 2024. It's the same thread that Sadow the Pitbull drilled him on, that Ashley Merchant tried to get him to fumble and muscle on, that he apparently couldn't recall. But look at the sober clear-headedness, the clarity. This is pure clarity on Terrence Bradley. Again, that's Nathan Wade's divorce attorney and Nathan Wade's law partner. Look at the clarity. You can't put where they met. Not many people know that. Look at the gray bubble. I might be the only one. I might be the... Is that speculation? Doesn't sound like speculation to me. These guys got caught red-handed, and the hammer is going to fall. Buckle up for trial tomorrow, y'all. And then Merchant says here in the kind of sort of end parts of this thread, I'm almost done with my motion. I'm not filing you till Monday. Go home and sleep. I can send you a draft. Can't wait to hear about your trip. And look at what Terrence Bradley says. Okay, happy hunting, LOL. To your knowledge, look at this. To your knowledge, has Nathan ever prosecuted a felony? I can't find a single one. Never in his life has he ever prosecuted a felony. Is that speculation? He seems to have perfect clarity only a month ago. But fast forward to February, he has zero, I can't recall anything. That's what I found out too, says Ashley Merchant. It's bad. And then Bradley says, send me a rough draft. Send me a rough draft. Me. Okay, so he corrects himself there. And look what he says here. He says, it's okay to add me to footnote 15 on how much I made. This implies a friendly, collaborative effort to make sure the motion was as powerful and accurate as possible. And she says, I took you out. I can add that back. Good point. And he says emphatically, yeah, add that back in the gray bubble. This is the next day. And then Ashley Merchant says, anything else, anything that isn't accurate, he says, looks good. And Merchant liked that, or actually loved looks good. How do you think they will respond? I'm trying to anticipate. This is like unreal. Bradley says the entire motion looks good, so he reviewed it. This is not speculation. And then he even goes on further assisting Ashley Merchant, which I don't even know why. Do you look at campaign contributions, he says. I can't remember what we gave her when she was running. Campaign contributions to Fani Willis. Holy macadamia nut, this is insane. And then here's the coup de grace, I think. Same day, January 6, 2024, Miss Merchant says, how do you think they'll react? Will they attack me? Give the stupid no fear or favor speech? That's another conversation, Sonia Allen. No, they will deny it. Terrence Bradley is just basically giving her the blueprint of what's going to happen. And Ashley Merchant says, no way. They won't attack you, Terrence Bradley said. Well, they kind of did, actually. I mean, at least Fani Willis did. And Ashley Merchant says, oh my God, they will say those trips and cruises were for work, even reimbursements? LOL. That's exactly what they did. Everything that Terrence Bradley says in this text chain is exactly what they did. Sonia, I keep trying to figure out how she fits into this. He says, yes, they're going to deny it. Look at this. This is amazing right here. Look at this. Do you know when she was elected, he was on her executive team? Again, that's Terrence Bradley in the gray bubble, and was a part of all interviews for people she hired and fired. They will still deny it. That's exactly what they did. And Ashley Merchant says, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. But didn't include it because I didn't have any proof. Was he just not paid for that? I'm not sure if anyone from that office would verify. Now, though, they have anonymous whistleblowers. I'm shocked she paid him so much. How did they think they wouldn't get caught? Look at all those exclamation points. Well, they certainly got caught. This is why these text messages are so damaging, so revealing, so honest and true, to be honest. And this is why the Georgia State Senate, I think, I'm not a legal expert. Don't take this as legal kind of advice. But as somebody who's studied rhetoric and studied communications and, is, I like to think, very intelligent, this is why I think they subpoenaed these phone records. So careless. Why not just not pay Nathan, Lord? And then here is the big one right here where Terrence Bradley says, arrogance. Well, you can also add deceit, corruption, depraved, self-interest, self-absorbed, self-important, narcissistic, ego. Add everything you can, because that's what all these people are in a nutshell. And then check this out. Ashley Merchant asks, did security accompany them out of town on their personal trips. And Terrence Bradley, again, there's no speculation here. There's no guessing. Definitively, he says no, out of town. But would to our office or dinner? Ashley Merchant says, thanks. This is January 7th, 2024. I may subpoena the detail, but wasn't sure if it would help much. Those guys know it all. Terrence Bradley says, yes, but they change. You need to subpoena her original detail. Add current detail. You really want the guys when she was initially elected. Oh my God, this just gets so juicy and juicy and juicy. Holy macadamia nut. And in this text chain right here, okay, again on the 7th of January, other than her security detail, Miss Merchant says, can you think of anyone else who can confirm their romantic relationship? Obviously leaving you and Chris out of the mix. Maybe her kids, other co-workers. Terrence Bradley says her kids, yes. Her command staff, Dexter, which I think is her administrative assistant. Yes, Dexter. And Miss Merchant likes that, likes the kids, and likes Dexter, and then sends looks like a URL, a link to a bond for Dexter. This guy would know. Okay, so basically a kind of profile on this Dexter Bond guy, if I subpoena him. And her, Miss Merchant says. And then Terrence Bradley says, yes, but may lie. And oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And then Miss Merchant says, yeah, that's why I'm trying to get as many people on my list of potential witnesses as possible. Hoping McAfee gives me a hearing. Let's see what they say under oath. So obviously we know by now, fast forward to February, mid-February, we know that there was a hearing. And then Bradley says here, who was her chief investigator? And then Miss Merchant sends a link. Capers know. I think Baez is the one for anti-corruption, Baez. And he is married to her executive assistant, Bradley says. Ashley Merchant says, oh, damn. And Bradley says, yes, Baez would know. Bradley knows everything. I mean, Bradley literally knows everything. There is no speculation here. Look at this. Bradley goes on further. Daisha knows. That's one of her besties. Ashley Merchant says, I don't know how she couldn't. Yeah, I'd be angry because Daisha doesn't get paid as much as Nathan, which actually that came out with the whistleblower. Please tell me Lauren McCauley doesn't know. I want her not to be involved. And Adam, I hope they don't know, Miss Merchant says. Bradley, again, with no speculation, with full 100% laser precision clarity. Adam, no. Lauren, no. They probably know, but not definitely. And then even further, they're too high up now not to know. Ashley Merchant asked, yeah, probably assume like everyone else does. And then Bradley responds at 3:37 p.m. on January 7th, they're too high up not to know. Bradley says, but we'll say they don't because never been in that setting. Oh my God. Ashley Merchant says, yeah, they will shake around it. They haven't been inside the bedroom. It will be comical to see them try to explain a Caribbean cruise away, which they did. And then remember, Fani Willis tried to send these alternate dates that tried to combat the phone records, which was completely the wrong dates. I mean, you couldn't write a more messed up, fouled up way to get caught in a lie. You couldn't have made this up. I mean, it's insane. Even if they are friends, Miss Merchant said, he paid for her cruise. That's illegal. Doesn't stop there, y'all. I'm almost through some of these, but oh my gosh, like this video if you're enjoying this as much as I am, if you're getting as much juice and tea as you can handle. Miss Merchant says, that's the thing. Even without evidence of sex, he paid for her plane tickets and her travel. Look at what Terrence Bradley says in the gray bubble. Subpoena them all. Subpoena them all. I'm nervous. This is huge. Look what Bradley says. So Ashley Merchant kind of admitting, being very human, I'm nervous. This is like huge because it is absolutely huge. And Bradley says, you are huge. You will be fine. You're one of the best lawyers I know. Go be great. Oh my God. This takes place January 11th, and Ashley Merchant in the green bubble says, any leads would be helpful. Terrence Bradley says, do an open records request of all people hired when Fani took office and who was fired around June of 2022. If you get that, I'll be able to give you the name. And Ashley Merchant says, Thomas Ricks was her security. And then Terrence Bradley said she hired a girlfriend like a bestie. It was her place. That's what Terrence Bradley just said. And then Merchant responds, oh, so she hired the man and his girlfriend owner? And Terrence says Green was her security as well in the gray bubble. And then here's in reference to Sonia Allen, who is Nathan Wade's ex-wife, who Terrence Bradley, again, was the divorce attorney for that. Ashley Merchant says, does Fani know about the Sonia Allen affair? And Terrence Bradley, yes, that's her. That's the East Point apartment person. Ashley says, she is key. Thank you. She also knows all about the media company payments. And then Terrence Bradley says, not sure if Fani knew about him and Sonia. Have you spoken to her? Robin, remember Robin Yurdy, who was on the stand before Fani stormed in and said, oh yeah, they've been going out since 2019. Ashley Merchant in Greebubble says, no, I found her name because open records for the media company Fani hired to track her media. She was monitoring it and then they yanked her privilege. So I figured it went back. Ashley Merchant says, my main question has always been, how did Sonia feel about Fani taking her man? And then Terrence Bradley says, not sure how she felt or feels. Her and Nathan are extremely close now. It started romantic, but when I left, it was more brother-sisterly. Wow, wow, wow. Look at what Terrence Bradley has to say about Fani Willis going to church. Watch this. She needs to fire Nathan, but she won't, says Terrence Bradley. Ashley Merchant says, yep, no, she won't, but she doesn't dispute it. She will go down in flames for Nathan. Do you see this? And Terrence Bradley sends an image of Fani Willis speaking at church. And Ashley Merchant says, yep, she all but admitted to the relationship. She told her defense she isn't going to deny the affair, but now she is flawed and he is qualified. Today did not go well for her. Not sure who advised her to do that. I hated her pandering to the black church. I apologize for the graininess there. He was good enough for the white Republicans in good old Cobb County, but not good enough for me. What's the difference? OMG. Terrence Bradley said, that burned me up. January 16th, 2024. Ashley Merchant says, do you still think she's going to deny? Terrence Bradley says, no, emphatically. Terrence Bradley says, too many people saw their interactions. Me too. I think they admit it. And then Terrence Bradley says, how much was Cross paid and the other special prosecutor? Cross $250, Floyd $150. They went to Australia in December. They went to Belize, Australia, Bahamas, Napa. I mean, they thought they could get away with murder. Royal Caribbean, Norwegian. And then Ashley Merchant says, happy birthday, love the pics. Thank you. Just checking in on you. I'm going to be sending subpoena for the 215 hearing. That was the hearing that we all did a video on. We all reacted to, where Fani Willis just lost her mind. But I need to be prepared. This is what Bradley Talk said about being subpoenaed. This is text message. I'm subpoenaing Chris Campbell in Nathan's office. What do you want me to do? I will leave you out, but if I don't subpoena you, it would look fishy. Terrence Bradley says, I'm okay with it. You are my friend, and I trust you. She says, I hope they do the right thing before then. Terrence Bradley says, you're my friend, and I trust you. They will not. They're arrogant as F. She thinks she won the other day when she didn't have to be deposed. Wow. So this to me shows they definitely got to Terrence Bradley. Fani Willis and Nathan Wade probably have something on Terrence Bradley. We are obviously seeing a completely different Terrence Bradley than we are in this text message chain than we are in court. I mean, it's a complete Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Does that not just open up the entire can of worms? Does that not just blow up? I mean, Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys just literally left the country. I wonder if they're a flight risk, if they're being held as a flight risk. These guys are definitely going to leave the country. There's no way they can actually how can they bounce back from this? It's impossible. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear what you guys think of this. Let me know in the comments. This video is a lot longer than most of the other videos, but I wanted to say this before we go. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to try with my best to respond to all the comments. What do you think of this unbelievable chain of text messages, over 400 text messages exchanged between Ashley Merchant and Terrence Bradley. Georgia State Senate subpoenaed all records, all text messages. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to make sure that you sign into our free newsletter. We're going to go live tomorrow, and I can't even imagine what Judge McAfee's going to say. I can't imagine what's going to happen. It's going to be exciting. Buckle up. I can't wait to see you over there. So as always, it's your boy Nez saying God bless you, your family. God bless these United States of America. Check out these videos if you haven't seen them already. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.